The Barrett Byam Homestead is home to the Chelmsford Historical Society. Founded in 1930, the Society is dedicated to preserving the historical heritage of the community. During the years, the Society's collection of artifacts from the life of the town has grown steadily with collectibles from all periods of Chelmsford's growth, the contemporary as well as the early days. These collectibles are exhibited throughout the many different rooms in the homestead. Here, the keeping room contains a working fireplace and beehive oven, as well as the Society's collection of earthenware, woodenware, and tin. The Society is very fortunate to have an extensive collection of Chelmsford glass, including hand-blown whimsies from the Chelmsford Glass Factory. Each of these artifacts tells a piece of Chelmsford's rich history. The Barrett Byam Homestead is a teaching resource for local residents and researchers alike. Many of the collections are showcased at special events, like the Christmas Open House, the Antique Auto Meet, and a fashion review held on the homestead grounds back in April 1975. The narrators, Helen Poland on the right and Valerie Cashin on the left, began their program like this. Welcome to our fashion review, Godey's, ladies, and others. The clothes seen here are mainly those that have been given to the Chelmsford Historical Society, although some belong to our models and friends. We know that you will enjoy going backward with us to the good old days, beginning with the 1920s and the 1930s. Lois Watt appears wearing a gown of the early 20s, made of peach chiffon over a matching slip. The easy-fitting overdress is trimmed with a design of gunmetal and white beads and self flowers with velvet ribbon centers. Another view of Lois looking like a mannequin, showing her beautiful gown, her long white gloves, and velvet bag. Mrs. Frances Townsend, our eldest model, showing a model and a coat and hat worn in 1924 at the inauguration of Calvin Coolidge as President of the United States of America. Her dress is black chiffon with deep points of ecru lace, embroidered with rhinestones decorating the front. Betty wears a royal blue chiffon dress over matching silk slip. The dress is sleeveless with a V neckline. A self scarf floats from the shoulders. The narrow front panel is shirred on both sides. Note, skirts are growing shorter. She is carrying a blue velvet coat with white fur collar. Helen R. Poland wearing a pink satin dress of the flapper era, 1925. In the background is Valerie Cashin, our narrator, who co-coordinated the program. Mary Ann Callery in orchard chiffon flower print with a short handkerchief skirt. For accessories, she wore orchid stockings, gloves, and bag. Her necklace was English flower beads, matching the colors in the dress print. Marjorie Beale showing a black crepe de chine dress over lace having a pink tinge. The skirt is accordion pleated. Susan Callery models a black crepe evening gown worn in 1927. It has colorful appliqued flowers with beaded trim. The skirt shows the beginning transition from short to long, being knee length in the front and ankle length in the back. Richard O. Lehue Sr., our Historical Society president, escorts Muriel Parlee. Dick sports a white linen suit worn by Senator Walter H. Parham. Muriel has a purple silk lace evening gown and matching lace jacket. She is carrying a crushed purple velvet evening coat to complete the outfit, worn by Mrs. Walter H. Parham. Louise is wearing a navy blue crepe de chine dress with fringed border and cape. There is a long bow tie in front and another on the side of the dress. Stepping out next is Barbara Parkhurst, wearing a brown silk lace dress, low-waisted with cummerbund. She wears a headband, the popular long rope of pearls, and carries a coat trimmed with white fur. Let's take a short trip back to a day when our grandparents were young, when early to bed, early to rise was the slogan. Starting the day, we hear a shout, "It's hot, let's go to the beach," and we're off. Betty Carstens dares to appear in a black and white checked bathing suit with pantaloons and long black stockings. George is wearing a striking two-piece black wool with white red bands. Steve Noyce is wearing a two-piece black wool bathing suit with green striped trim. Another view of Betty's bathing suit. Debbie wears a woman's black bathing suit with a sailor collar trimmed with white braid, a buttoned-on skirt and bloomers, also trimmed with white braid. Tammy's two-piece suit was made of black sateen, trimmed with red print and piping. As early afternoon arrives, we have many events to enjoy. First, let us travel to Lowell High School for its field day events. The heat doesn't seem to bother Tammy Bell, who appears in a Lowell High School gym uniform worn by Miss Hazel Stevens. Tammy is carrying Indian clubs used in drills by Hazel. Lynn goes riding in her two-piece black velvet riding habit. Her accessories are a turquoise feather worn in her hair, black kid gloves, riding boots, and crop. This outfit was worn circa 1885. Anna is off to Girl Scouts. Her uniform and book were official in the 1920s. With Anna is Mrs. Leo Bourgeot, affectionately known as Seal, wearing a handmade campfire leader's uniform. It is decorated with stenciled cattails in brown and green. The headband is made of beads with cattail design. Connie, Adriana, and Jim Scarth, the energetic young family who live at the museum and keep a watchful eye over the property. They are experts at making cheese, baking pies, and breads in the colonial ovens, and Connie cans the many vegetables they grow in the garden. Connie's blouse is of fine white lawn with applique design of butterflies and daisies outlined in white. Her skirt has 8 gores embroidered in daisy pattern. Jim's white outfit and cap to match is from the 1920s. Adriana is wearing a brown and white dress of the late 1800s. She was 2 years old last May. Ending the day are Tammy Bell, Anna, and Amy Judge, protected against the cold by long sleeves, long gowns, and nightcaps. The girls are carrying the necessities. A closer look at Anna and Tammy in their fashionable nightwear. As the days fly by, we have many a job to do and many places to travel. Here comes Anne in a traveling dress of ivory linen with appliqued lace on bodice, skirt, and sleeves. It has a fitted jacket of the same material. She is carrying a brown straw hat with ivory crown and flowers, and a parasol. Anna is back modeling a pale pink swazzette with deeper pink soutache braid trim. This dress was worn by a young lady at her piano recital about 1910. Anne McLaughlin shows us the dress worn by Maud Barrett Bruce at the 1906 Harvard commencement exercises of Cyrus W. Bruce. The dress is all lace with cape sleeves over net sleeves. The bodice and skirt are tiered. The skirt is longer in back, very full and gored. Under this, she wears a 5-gored petticoat of fine cotton with lace insertion and 20-inch ruffle, and an underskirt with 5-inch ruffle. Here Anne is wearing an embroidered white cotton dress with peplum, the hat and embroidered linen. She is carrying a parasol. Another view of the same outfit with parasol opened and hat in Anne's hand. Mary Ann returns wearing a brown plaid silk basque jacket, all handmade about 1860. The skirt is black velveteen. The shoulder cape and muff are black fox. Karen Rizzo wears a short-sleeved tunic dress with a full pink underslip. Louise Phoenix models a black striped file bodice and skirt. The bodice has a lace yoke, collar, and cuffs. The Society owns a daguerreotype of Aniseth Manning, an ancestor of Adelaide Ball, wearing the black bonnet trimmed with purple grapes, which completes this ensemble. Anna walks across the green in brown and beige printed silk blouse, which has a brown velvet yoke with deep lace ruffle. Note the double leg of mutton sleeves. The skirt is brown velvet with a taffeta dust ruffle. Virginia goes visiting in a lovely handmade blouse in floral lace pattern finished with ball fringe edging. Her skirt is black satin measuring 142 inches at hem. Most of the fullness comes from pleats at the back waistline. Louise wears an 1880 gown with gold and orchid stripes accented with lace at neck and sleeves. As she walks, she adjusts her black lace cape. Louise Phoenix is wearing a tan linen street dress trimmed with dark brown cording. Roseanne appears in a two-piece teal blue Godley style dress with velvet trim and leg of mutton sleeves, worn circa 1880. The bonnet was worn by Eliza Wynne Fisk in 1825 at the dedication of Bunker Hill Monument. Julia, our hard-working museum curator, shows us a gown that has been handed down in the Warren family. The cinnamon brown three-piece outfit has a fitted basque with dropped shoulders, shaped sleeves, and 2 full skirts. The overskirt forms a poof in the back over a bustle. Roseanne returns modeling a blue wool flannel suit of the early 1900s. The waist is trimmed with blue velvet and ecru lace. Anne McLaughlin is wearing a gown made of beige-colored material with woven purple stripes. A shaker bonnet completes her costume. A brown and white plaid taffeta dress with a very full skirt is modeled by Mary Ortolano. A lace collar and cuffs are from the Susan McFarlane collection. Susan Callery's dress is green taffeta with caplet sleeves. Her hat is a calash, a folding hood worn by travelers. With her is Elizabeth Brow in a brown and white plaid dress worn in the 1850s. Virginia Doyle appears in a colonial print gown worn at the 250th anniversary of the town of Chelmsford in 1905. We want you to meet Mr. and Mrs. James Fahey. Mrs. Fahey is wearing a shepherdess-style gown with all its accessories. He is wearing a black serge frock coat worn by Joseph Bowers at his wedding in 1880. So far, we have shown you outfits worn for the many activities of the day. Now we present gowns for the evening events. First, we see a young girl's prom dress. Debbie Bowden is beautiful in a 1915 evening gown of gold tissue silk and matching tulle with rosettes of aqua net at left front and center back. Over her shoulders, she wears a weighted gold lace stole. She carries a small gold mesh bag, so popular at that time. Patricia Hinckley looks stunning in a black sequined net over rose-colored satin, all handmade by Alice Gates Washburn in 1912. Marjorie Beale appears in a 1910 evening dress of light blue moire with ecru lace overlay set off by pearl and bugle beads. Mary Ann Callery with escort Louis Karabatsis, who is wearing formal attire of 1920s. She is showing a ball gown and evening coat worn at the 250th anniversary celebration of the town of Chelmsford. Her Merry Widow hat of green velvet was made by Rose Jordan Hartford of Lowell, Mass. This was worn in 1909. Karen wears a handmade blouse of black velvet brocade. The 1898 skirt is ivory damask with chrysanthemum pattern. Roseanne models a beautiful gown that was worn to the opera in Paris. It is blue velvet with a train and jet beading on ivory satin inserts. She is carrying a lorgnette. Anne is showing a two-piece ivory silk brocade. The waist is trimmed with white pearls. The skirt has a train and pleated dust ruffle with lace trim. This gown was worn by Juliette Maria Bartlett in 1860s. The grand finale of our fashion show is a collection of period wedding gowns from 1900 to 1846. A beautiful wedding dress of 1900 is worn by Valerie Cashin. This is a gray brocade taffeta with lace trim and train effect. Roseanne appearing in a late 1890s Gibson girl gown of white lawn. The embroidered waist has lace insertion and high collar. The full skirt has lace inserts. Virginia Doyle shows an 1893 wedding gown of ivory, lansdowne, and lace. The draped front bodice is elaborate with wide lace trim. The sleeves are puffed in leg of mutton style. This is another view of Virginia Doyle in the 1893 wedding gown. Notice the leg of mutton style. Presenting Karen in an 1892 gown, a brown-ribbed silk with pleated ruffle at neck, on sleeves, and down the skirt. The delicate lace inserts and ruffles are trimmed with brown iridescent beads and braid. She wears the matching hat and mitts that were worn with this gown. The white kid slippers are so small and narrow, only a child could wear them. An 1880 wedding dress of dark and light brown taffeta having a tight-fitting bodice, flared at the bottom, is shown by Mary Ann Callery. The skirt is fitted with front and gathered in back over bustle. She wears a matching hat. This black file wedding gown is worn by Susan Callery. The black was chosen for its practicality, and this dress was worn to church for many years. Ginny Ponifrat shows an 1869 gown of iridescent green taffeta with trim of same material around neck and in back. There is lace trim at the neckline. Debbie Bowden models an exquisite 1862 wedding gown of ivory satin embroidered with sprays of daisies in color. The skirt has a bustle and train and a dust ruffle of satin. Mary is modeling an 1846 gown with a basque top of brown velvet. The skirt and sleeves are brocade, changeable blue and gold figured silk. It has an interesting style skirt. This is the oldest wedding gown in the Chelmsford Historical Society's collection. This concludes our 1975 style show. These slides were taken by Charles Edward Watt Sr. on the day of the dress rehearsal and the day of the program. We hope that you have enjoyed seeing them. Come visit the Chelmsford Historical Society's Barrett Byam Homestead and learn a little something about the town of Chelmsford, Massachusetts, and its citizens.